thank the executive committee of the organizing committee for all of her hard work, and maybe the rest of you can join me. This has really been a wonderful meeting and a wonderful experience for me, and I'm very grateful. It was terrific, but to start on a somewhat somber note, it could have been better. And had Jerry been able to join us, and it's not a terribly flattering picture of Jerry that's from the last Newark meeting. Here's a better one that he actually, I enjoy teasing him with, and so you don't always get to simultaneously memorialize and tease a colleague, so I'm happy for the opportunity to do that. And now let me move ahead to the topic for the day. This is Bismarck. Allegedly, it was Bismarck who made age 65, the significant milestone it was, because he set the original German social security system to start at age 65, and then that became the standard retirement age and so on. Or so I thought. Actually, according to the Social Security website, this is incorrect. It's a myth. I believed in the myth, but it's false. But actually, initially, Germany set the retirement age at 70. Only in 1916 reduced it to 65. So, of course, 70 has its own pedigree. This is Psalm 90, the King James translation, about the days of our years are 80, and then it goes on to describe the penalty for going into overtime. Jewish people actually refer instead, or often, to this phrase from Psalm 37, which is part of the grace after meals, and eventually, you say it often enough, it applies. Translation roughly is, I was young and now I'm old. On the other hand, they're older. This is a couple of elderly, is this good enough focus for you to see it?
Yes.
Okay, this is a couple of elderly residents of Norman, Oklahoma. The man to my left is Martin Gardner, and that bookcase behind him is the books that he had written in his lifetime, or had written up until 2004. You saw the story in the New York Times this fall that Martin has another book which came out roughly for his 95th birthday this fall. So perhaps now we've dispensed with the notion of age, but I'd actually like to say a few things about youth. The AMS has a euphemism for youth. Now, I wouldn't think that this would be necessary. Usually, you can just simply say youth of the young, but they have a euphemism. It's early career mathematician. So this is we tried to, one can think, what does an early career mathematician mean? And I have a proposal here for the definition of that. If the ratio of the theorems you've proved to the theorems that you would like to prove is 3 or greater than your early career. Now, I would say generally, most of us then are early career mathematicians. And this also brings me to the title of my talk, Theorems That I Wish I Had Proved. I'm going to actually begin with one I wish I hadn't proved. This is the fundamental discontinuity theorem. And it says there's no such thing as continuity in the real world. Namely, that the unit interval I with the usual subspace topology is totally disconnected. This is it's false, but it's not so easy to it's obviously false in this formulation. The actual formulation when it appeared was not so easy to tell. It was a statement that the closed subgroupoid of a profinite groupoid is profinite, which sounds like it might be perfectly reasonable. After all, a closed subgroup of a profinite group is profinite, and in fact, this would be true in any groupoid that had finitely many objects. And the reason this was an interesting, or was a theorem that one would want to know about is that in the Galois theory of commutative rings, the separable Galois theory of commutative rings, the object, which would be corresponding to the Galois group, so-called Galois groupoid, is a profinite groupoid, and it would be nice to know that which things fit into the usual Galois correspondence between intermediate rings subgroupoids, and the ones that fit in the Galois correspondence, the ones that are closed in the Galois sense, also happen to be closed in the topological sense, but not conversely. The fundamental discontinuity theorem is false, and that would be a counterexample to the fact that closed subgroupoids, profinite groupoids, are finite. Actually, this was remedied in a paper with Carboning and Janowitz in 1996,